Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today we're going to do a speed fold Friday video. I love these videos, they're super fun to do, and then I can talk about kind of whatever I want to talk about. So this video, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf, but my own experiences, a reflection of my inner condition and my current state of mind, and nothing else. Judgment free, just kind of letting my thoughts freely flow. So for me, I found a direct correlation between my mental health and mindlessly buying things. We often hear the words retail therapy and then we laugh. We think it's funny and we joke about it and we find it relatable in some sort. But retail therapy can actually be a reality for people. And maybe it's just a subconscious therapy for us, a way of coping and physically filling the void. Maybe it's a way to feel surrounded by a lot of things on the outside with hopes of not feeling alone on the inside. It's like an indirect way of dealing with our issues or our stress. This next statement is a generalization, but as a society, we are stuck in a consumeristic mindset of consuming everything that makes us feel good. And for me, well, it's a few things. One, food. Especially food. In my household, we splurge too much on junk food. I'm always treating myself because there are so many times where I feel filled with anxiety or stress, or I'm just sad in the environment that I live in. And for me, junk food is an instant and very convenient pick-me-up. In fact, I think the indulgence of junk food in our society is definitely overglorified. We see it in commercials, we see it in movies, we see it on television. It's a very, very convenient way to market a product. And half of me does believe that it is a marketing scheme to get us emotionally attached to certain food products so that we keep buying it. There are actually books and classes on how to make products habit-forming, and food is not excluded from this conversation. And honestly, I think this habit-forming tactic for products is also used in the beauty industry as well. We're bombarded with ads and commercials and movies and just visually bombarded with so many things that make us feel like we need to look a certain way, to paint our face a certain way, to be a certain weight or body type, or to wear certain clothes. And I think habit-forming products do spill into the beauty industry. I'm just going to be honest, I like things that give me instant gratification. Who doesn't? You go through a drive-thru, you get your food, that's instant gratification. And I seem to like instant gratification, especially when I'm not feeling so great on my insides. And for me, this is where it kind of connects into the cloth diapering world for me. There's something about the rush when snagging a limited edition print that sells out within minutes or seconds. You get the adrenaline rush, or maybe showing off all of your hard to find prints that you've been able to snag. And looking at it from an outside perspective, it sounds batshit crazy to just mindlessly buy shit catchers when your baby only needs a certain amount. You don't need 250 shit catchers, which I've been there before. I've had that many diapers before. But if we dive into the mindset of why I was in that place in the first place, there's just this odd sense of bonding and community when you become a collector. You become friends with other collectors who also help you find prints that you like. We often call those products our DISOs, our DISO, which stands for desperately in search of. Desperately, why are we desperate? I don't know. It's different for everybody, but I think a lot of us, we attach emotion to the diapers, and I think this is where the whole collector thing comes from. I think this is where hoarding starts from. I think this is where, when people have collections of things, I think this is kind of where it starts, is that we attach emotions to physical things. For me, some of my diapers do have sentimental meaning. It's kind of a way for me to materialize emotions, events, or things that are meaningful to me. Sometimes having an emotion towards something, or just feeling a certain way on the inside, or experiencing something in the past, while you'll always have that in your mind, it's not something that you can hold physically. But on the other side of being desperate to get a certain cloth diaper print or hoarding a lot of diapers, there could also be a very loud, superficial meaning to that. you know, you wanting all of these prints because these prints are popular, or because everybody else wants them, or because they have a good resale value and you just want to sell it and make profit. There are tons of reasons why someone could be into collecting. I found myself on numerous occasions loving a certain diaper print because a lot of other people like it, so I buy it, and then what? Then I'm holding a print that's like, eh. And then I'm faced with a thought in my head, why am I mindlessly buying these cloth diapers? And that also kind of ties in with my YouTube channel and the way that it's growing. When you are a content creator and a lot of people start to follow you, you start to influence people to do things, whether you do it directly or indirectly, or whether you don't want to do that at all. It happens. It's just part of it. And you know, as my channel grows and as I'm more comfortable sharing some of the deeper parts of myself, I also question the superficial parts of myself, or the outwardly parts of myself, like, why am I mindlessly consuming these diapers? Why am I buying all of these diapers to show you guys stash shots? What in me is, what am I getting out of that, you know? What is the point of that? You know, as my channel grows, do I want to perpetuate the culture of consuming and not being mindful of what I already have, or the influence that I do have on my channel? I also want to use this platform for good, and what am I subconsciously saying by having all of these diapers? What kind of culture, what kind of message am I portraying with that? Okay, getting back to why I mindlessly buy shit catchers. Well, I think I have two answers to that. One, it makes me feel like I'm part of the community. It's fun to interact with everyone. It's fun to enjoy the art that's on these diapers, because let's be real, these diapers are pieces of art. And this stage of life is short. I know that collecting these poop catchers will one day be a memory, and I'll miss the sense of community that I found here in the cloth diapering world. I think my main problem with collecting cloth diapers is that, well, I feel empty sometimes. I'm always searching to fill this void or emptiness, and in my personal life, I'm often misunderstood for who I am. I often use food to fill that void of emptiness, and it's just a poor coping skill that I've picked up as a teenager, and it caused me a lot of self-worth issues, self-love issues, body image issues. It wasn't the sole cause of all that stuff, but it definitely added fuel to the fire. And my overeating is caused by emotional eating. I eat my emotions. When I'm sad, when I'm stressed, my food intake increases, especially with junk food. And as of lately, this past month, I've really been into hoop dancing. If you watch my most recent speedfold video, which I'll link down below, at the very end of the video, I talk about hoop dancing. And to me, that's just a huge act of self-love. It's a huge act of moving into my body and loosening up all of these emotions that have physically made me stiff into who I am. It's just stiffened me up and hardened me as a person, metaphorically and actually physically manifested into that. And I feel like I'm talking about 10 different subjects here, but in a very strange way, they all relate in their own weird way. And when I'm reflecting on my spending habits, I notice that the buying of cloth diapers is directly related to a spike in when I'm upset or stressed. And I guess there's a thrill or an adrenaline rush to be had when you do buy cloth diapers, especially when they're limited edition. And you know, if you don't use modern cloth diapers, or if you're not a diaper collector, then this whole video probably sounds freaking crazy. I sound like a crazy lady, and you know, that's okay. Sometimes I look at my videos from an outside perspective, and it kind of sounds weird, but you know, I'm not widely accepted by everybody, but I am who I am, and I think what I think. And the whole cloth diaper culture has many facets to it and can be very strange. After all, the people selling us diapers are companies, and they are sale-based businesses. It's centered around hyping us up and getting us excited about all the newest prints or products. Some companies even put stories behind their prints and sentimental meanings. Some create prints that remind us of our favorite childhood memories or books, and this has caused a huge shift in the cloth diapering world. I think this is why some of us become so attached to our modern cloth diapers. I think this is why some of us buy so many and have a hard time selling them, because they have meaning to us. They tell a story to us. It's a physical item that can be used for many years and years and years. And then when your baby is done using it, it can be kept forever as a keepsake. And there aren't very many things in this world that can be used like that. And I think that's one of the reasons why modern cloth diapering is so great. So maybe modern cloth diapering holds sentimental value to some of us. Maybe instead of showing our stat shots to each other, we're actually showing the sum total of what's meaningful to us by using diaper prints as a symbolic representation of that. Some of us cloth diaper to purely save money, or some to help the earth, or some to avoid chemicals, or some to create less waste. But some of us stick around with cloth diapers for the prints and the meanings that it holds to us. Maybe I buy a lot of things hoping to find value in it, hoping things will change, but instead I add emotional value to those things, and in return, I receive what I'm looking for by creating this space. What a metaphor that is. Happiness in a meaningful life isn't a destination. It isn't an object. It's a state of mind that's created. There's so many hidden messages everywhere if you look for them. I believe this world is way more multi-dimensional than we allow it to be sometimes. And while we go out and we search for our happiness and we think that retail therapy and buying things will bring us happiness, we get the things and it doesn't bring us happiness. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this talk today. Hope you enjoyed my random ramblings, my J-jabbers, my Speedfold Friday. I'm hoping to have one of these videos up every Friday in December, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys next time.